office installed a gate, so it was no longer open to the public. And when we walked over to back streets, there were 13 cars parked inside that parking garage, and it fits over 100 cars. So the question I would pose to you when I go to Steve DiNatale tonight was, why doesn't the city open that garage so that these 4 businesses will have customers that have a safe place to park? I chair the parking committee. I'm on the city council, and I tried my darndest last year to make that happen, and I couldn't do it. The only person in this city that can make that happen is the mayor. Now, not only are there these 4 establishments, there are other businesses on Main Street that could access that parking lot. But for some reason, I couldn't convince the treasurer, the parking department, to change those rules. So my question to you, Andrew, would be, is that something you would support? Could we open those garages to create parking for our local businesses and help Main Street thrive?
Absolutely. In fact, it would benefit every business, even the ones that you quickly go in, say across the street. You know, you go to one of the Chinese restaurants. People who would go there, unfortunately, say somebody is here, they're parked over there. Okay? Well, when they could be parked down at that parking garage. You know, they're taking up a space where somebody could just pull in, go grab their food, and bring it out and go to wherever they need to go. Meanwhile, the people who are going to be either at Chivo's, Destare's, Backstreet, you know, wherever they're going to go and is going to spend a couple of hours, they would be able to utilize that parking garage rather than taking up a space on Main Street. Now, I talked to a lot of business owners, and I've talked to a lot of residents in Fitchburg. They all say, well, parking in Fitchburg, you know, especially down on Main Street, it's difficult. It's terrible. Wow. That's unheard of. Why? Because we have 3 parking garages all within a few feet of one another. You go down the road, you have the intermobile station. You got the one right down, you know, right next to us. Then you got one even further down than that. There's ample parking on Main Street. We just have to utilize it. You know, as an attorney, you know, I've had to go to the Fitchburg District Court. Now, the parking meters are something that every attorney just cringes. Because, God forbid, a judge is going to keep you there for a little while longer, and you walk out and you got a ticket. Well, one benefit that we could do for parking is install the automated systems. Now, you go to any city, in a lot of cities in Fitchburg, in Massachusetts, you know, they have the automated systems. You put your credit card in, and spits out a ticket. You put it on the windshield wiper, or you put it on the windshield on the inside, and you can park in there for however long you pay for it. You know, that would be a benefit to Fitchburg as well. But absolutely, sir, I would definitely open up the parking. And I know they're renting out the spaces, some of those spaces. Is that correct? You know, we could still rent those spaces out, but keep a reserve space for the renters, and then have other spaces that would be open to the public. And the city could actually start making money with parking by using those as well. You know, you go to Boston, you go to even to Worcester. You know, I've been to Medford. You don't see a parking attendant at all. You know, it's all automated now. You have a machine, you put your ticket in, it says you owe $3 for parking. You put your credit card in, spits it back out, spits the ticket back out, you get a receipt. Now, it's very easy and it'll be very cost effective too. I completely agree with you. Open it up. Whatever we can do to help businesses, especially on Main Street, we should do.
Thank you very much. Is there another question from the audience? Yes.
Hi, Mr. Couture.
Hey, how you doing?
Very good, thank you.
You're not calling me Mr. Couture. Andrew's.
Hi, Andrew. How's it going? So one of the most important pieces to me about our mayor is them being the chair of the school committee.
Mm-hmm.
So what part of being a part of moving our schools forward, moving our children forward. Likelihood of you being born and raised here is that you're going to stay here. So we're raising a generation of business owners, of producers, and of next generations. So what are you most looking forward to as being the chair of the school committee?
Well, I have a lot of programs that I think are going to benefit Fitchburg, and some of I've talked to many residents of Fitchburg. You know, things that will not only help improve the schools, but also help improve the city as a whole and the kids. You know, one of the programs that I have is a city youth work program. You know, they did it, I would probably say about 30 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that now, where kids can actually start working in the city, high school kids. You know, start utilizing, as my grandmother used to say, idle hands are the devil's plaything. You know, a lot of these kids could do some basic painting. You know, they get a work ethic, they get a pride in their city. You know, and we can start making the city cleaner, better presentation when you're driving in, by taking advantage of some of the free time that some of these kids have. Now, by no means am I saying we're going to have a workforce of kids that aren't getting a benefit. They're going to get school credit. You know, if they go all 4 years, we can work with Fitchburg State in order to get them a scholarship. You know, they have the ability to start utilizing their time for their future. I spent a lot of my time growing up mowing lawns, you know, painting, raking, shoveling snow. Kids don't do that nowadays. We can start getting kids active in the community by having this program. You know, we could utilize them in the parks. You know, I also want to improve the school system as a whole. You know, we have some problems in the school system that need to be addressed. You know, and I'm excited to work with the schools. I'm excited to work with the teachers. I went to school to be a teacher. I went to Fitchburg State. I started in the English. I was an English major in the teaching program. I know how hard their job is. You know, I went to do student teaching, and needless to say, that's why I became a lawyer, because I know how hard the job is. Thank you.
Mr. Couture, thank you very much for your time. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you for coming.
We are going to have a 5-minute intermission.